You don't need to know everything. You need to know enough not to get screwed over. Know your audience. Who are you serving? Are you serving the backyard birthday parties and barbecues? Are you serving the people in downtown or uptown? You need to figure out which level you want to go after, and then price according to that.
All right. Episode 5, another episode on the same day. We just recorded episode 4 earlier. And lucky for us, we have a special guest today. Again, my name is John.
And I'm Ray.
I'm Carlos.
And today, joining us today is Josh over there from Photo Booth International. Josh, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on, guys? Josh Pather, Photo Booth International. Your favorite photo booth boss in the building.
Hey, thanks for being here, brother.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, really quickly, Josh and Ray met a while ago. You want to go ahead and touch base on that?
Yeah, Josh. When did we meet?
It was.
Let's go back to the memory lane.
So we built our first photo booth. Would have been November of 2012.
Wow.
And then it was like super heavy, super like not efficient and functional.
DIY?
Because just like plywood, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Painted black plywood. And then like posting ads on Craigslist. And I'll get more into this, but yeah, just so it would have been like early 2013.
Wow.
You know,
Nice.
because I was like, I needed a solution. Like, there's got to be a better way to do this, you know? So we started looking online, like, hey, who sells photo booths, you know? That's easy. And then come across Ray on eBay and like, oh, it has wheels.
Yes, we sold
Game
at
changer.
eBay.
It all started with the TS200, man.
Oh,
man.
That's what
Second
started
shout out of the
everything.
day on the TS200.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yes, we used to sell at eBay. We still sell at eBay. So free platforms.
Well, shoot, for TS200, that was a flagship item for us for the longest time, and then
Yeah.
many people in the industry like started with that. We did as well. You did as well. He did as well, and some of our other guests in previous podcasts did as well. But it's brought us to nowadays a more modern type photo booth, from mirror booths to 360 booth. Man, tell us how you escalated yourself from that, a DIY in the garage and to where you're at now, man.
Yeah, I'll kind of start in the beginning. So right out of high school, I was working at this company. 2008 hit, and they let me go. And I ended up finding another job at Bank of America. So I was a teller. And one of the other tellers that was there, he was a DJ. And so he would tell me, hey, come to the gigs with me, And at that time, I was kind of DJing and playing around myself. I was like, okay, I'll go help you. So I would go and be his roadie and, help him set up and stuff like that. And he'd pay me. And then he started getting, bigger and bigger. And we had to, start separating events. And so started doing my own thing with the DJing. This was 2009. And then that location of the bank, it was an in-store location inside an Albertsons. That one closed down. And I was like, dang, once again, I'm out with
Roadblock.
I'm like without a job again,
Having to scatter.
Yeah. And so, and after that, started working at a call center and started doing my own DJ gigs, like posting ads on Craigslist, different accounts, different IP addresses, renewing the post every 24 hours, and changing the text on the post so it can stay at the top. That's all we had back then. There were no Facebook groups, no Thumbtack, no Yelp, no. It was like Craigslist and Yellow Pages. And I started doing that, and then went to an event, saw a photo booth there, and then I had a business partner at the time. He called me, and he saw a photo booth at an event, and he was like, hey, I think we should do this. I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds cool. I'm already in the event industry, I already know how to set up and how to deal with brides and all that stuff. So November 2012, we start building it. We go to Home Depot, we get pieces of wood, plywood. I don't know why we use half-inch plywood.
You were thinking sturdy first, rather
right,
than lightweight.
This is like a tank, armored photo booth, right? Nothing's gonna penetrate this thing. So it's half-inch plywood, and we got 2x4 supports on the inside. I mean, this thing was so heavy, and then it was sitting on a tripod. When we all said it done, it was black. It was sitting on a tripod, and it was so heavy to get up there. So we build that. We use I had a leftover, a webcam, old webcam, not even a brand name. We used a laptop that we had laying around. I had an extra computer screen. It was a 15-inch square, not even widescreen. We were using Spark Booth at the time. right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, because it was like the easiest. It was so easy like to use. And then we used an inkjet printer, HP inkjet printer. And the ink and paper, like you can, I mean, the little cartridges that you got to go buy, you know, like an office printer. And you have to buy like the paper. You can only put like 50 sheets of paper at the time.
Man, you went bare minimal, huh?
That's all we have. Maybe we started from the bottom, you know what I'm saying? Hashtag started from the bottom if you're watching right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that's how it was. Like, that's how we got started. We did our first event. Was December 6th, 2012. It was $500 for 4 hours of DJ and photo booth.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
a deal.
Yeah, that was a deal, bro. That deal ain't, don't be asking for that
Don't
no
ask for
more.
that deal no more.
Yeah, it's done. Inflation is here, baby. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I remember we go to this gig, right? We're all stressed out, like trying to make sure everything is ready, good to go. Get to the gig, we set up. So the lady who hired us, it was for her client that had just remodeled his house, and he was like doing a housewarming party. And so we go there, we set up. I'm in the lounge. My business partner's in the master bedroom with the photo booth. And mind you, now we had this photo booth inside a canopy, right? We had the 5x5 canopy that we ordered from Easy Up. Shout out to Easy Up. All right, we're taking it back down memory lane. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Let's go. Easy Up 5x5 canopy with the Betty letters that said photo booth on the front, okay? We ordered that custom directly from Easy Up. And it was cool. It was a nice setup. It was very unique. Nobody had it at that time. So he set up in the master bedroom. I'm in the lounge, right? So we get to the gig. We're setting up. And then I was like, dang, I forgot my laptop.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God, bro. So I ended up DJing with 2 iPhones. I used my iPhone and then used my business partner's iPhone, and I ended up DJing. So I had the adapter, right? And I would just play one song here on this iPhone and then go over play the other song. And I had my mixer, right?
Creativity.
Creativity, man. You got to problem solve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to start a business, you got to be creative.
Adapt to the
problems-
situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, the most adaptable is going to survive.
Yep.
You know, what can you do to be adaptable? So we do that, and then my business partner's in the master bedroom taking photos. And now, mind you, inkjet printer don't have a cutter, right? So the photos are printing, and it takes like a minute and a half to print. And then he got to go sit there, and he got to cut it with a paper cutter, right?
Wow.
So this is the struggle, right? That's where it all started. That was the first. I still got that check in my office in the showroom. I show people like, hey, this is where we started off from. After that, hey, we were posting, we're growing, starting getting bigger gigs. I don't know. We ended up doing a gig for like Dos Equis. They had sold like 1 million cases of beer at the Dallas location, and we ended up meeting the most interesting man in the
Oh,
world.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
the commercials all the time.
Yeah, that guy, yeah. So he was there at the event, and man, we pull up to this thing with a webcam, right? And it's a big deal for them. Right? So we're like, it was like 5 a.m. They had this whole thing, food trucks, massive event, you know, all the employees, everything, and we got there with the photo booth. At this time, we're rocking the TS200 now, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
But you still have the webcam.
we still got the webcam, right? Because I was like, man, the webcam is cool. Like, why? Like, I don't know anything about photography at that time, you know.
Yeah.
At
Like,
that moment, you're like, don't fix what's not broken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not working.
the guest's not gonna come up and say, hey, what the hell? You're using a webcam? Like,
They
don't-
can't even see it.
Yeah, they can't even see it. It's all about the experience, all right?
Yeah.
So write
Yeah.
that down. We're selling experiences, right?
Exactly.
Don't get caught up on the mechanics. What printer you have? How fast is the computer?
Right.
What brand is this? I mean, you guys wasting time with all that stuff instead
Yep.
of focusing on making money, right? I mean, when Dos Equis called me, it was a couple $1,000 gig, which was big for us at the time. You know, they didn't ask me what camera we had.
No.
You know, I should have had a better camera because the photos didn't come out good at all. Because it was like they were taking group photos with the photo booth, and I'm like, this is not the right application for this dog. What are you? But we're like, fuck it, you know, like we're still in there.
Made it work.
Made it work. You
Yeah.
know, they never called us back. It's all good. But hey, we got to meet the dude, everything. So yeah, we started growing. Just like really focused on, marketing, making
It's
sure.
a good learning experience. You learn from it.
It was, yeah. Just focus on our website, making sure, like, hey, so I named my company Photo Booth Dallas, right? It's what it is and where it is, right? You guys out there naming your companies with 5 different names, fancy photos for us, you know, like, is it the number 4? Is it FOR? Is it PHANCY? Is it FANCY? Is it FOTOM?
So it's getting a little too
Yeah,
complicated
it's
as far
getting
as
too
the name.
complicated. You guys got to keep it simple, right? Nobody's going to type in this
Yeah.
long name on there, right? RevoSpin, boom. It's easy, you know what I mean? Like Photo Booth International, what it is and where it is, right? We're international, we sell photo booth, boom. Like keep it
Yeah.
simple, you know? Don't get too caught up in that. So we named the company that. I did some research online. I see, hey, people are searching for this 500 times a month in Dallas, okay? So I named the company that. We named the website that. Make it look good. We shoot videos, okay? This is another big takeaway for you guys. You guys are not shooting enough videos,
Giving all the sauce right now.
right? You know what I'm saying? Cranking it up. Hashtag. So you're not shooting enough videos, okay? You go into events every weekend. If all you did was go to that event and you did that event, then you failed, okay?
Yeah.
At every event you go to, you need to be making 10 videos, and those
Yeah.
10 videos need to go on YouTube, and then you're going to be getting 10 more events from that,
I agree.
okay? I fucked up on that. Can I cuss on you?
Yeah.
Okay,
raw
all right,
talk,
fuck it.
bro.
All right, here we go. All right. Let me kick up my feet, baby. I see we got the Louis, you know, we got the feet going. All right, so yeah, I fucked up on that. You know, like I didn't record enough. I mean, who knew I'd be where I was today? You know what I mean? But I wish I could go back and record. I mean, 2015, we did 850 events that year.
Wow, that's
Wow.
impressive,
Wow.
bro.
Like no videos, nothing. Like I wish I had that content to, you know, we were struggling and hustling and doing all kinds of stuff. So, you know, we focused on that. When people went to the website, we had all the services in there. Hey, we got the open photo booth, we got the closed photo booth, we got the green screen, we got the video booth, we got the DJ package, we got the confetti cannons, we got the what else we got? Uplights. Started doing uplights, right? So we built our company like that. But we visually showed people when they come to the website, this is what they're gonna get. If you guys are still using stock photos, you might as well shut your business down right now. Okay? I'm telling you that. Don't use stock photos. The customers know that.
Yeah.
They know
Right.
you're using. Everybody's
That's
using
old
it.
school.
Exactly.
Well, they want to relate to what they see,
Yeah,
right?
man.
If they see a stock photo, they're like, "Oh, he's all dressed up, she's all dressed up." I don't. That's not me in a photo booth, right? I mean, some of these stock photos are like green screened, right? They're actors for the most
Yeah.
part,
Right.
And if you're showing stock photos, people can't relate to that, you
Yeah.
know. So that's important.
And that's one
It
thing I
worked.
tell people too. It's like people are like, "Hey, I bought this booth. You have marketing materials for me?" I'm like, "My stuff might not work for you because maybe your clientele is different than mine. Like,
Yeah, it
you gotta
worked
just go
before.
out there and do it."
Right.
Yeah, that stock photos they worked before, just like the yellow pages. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Everything
Also-
works until everybody's doing it.
Exactly.
And they become desensitized to it, right?
Yeah.
This podcast will work until everybody's doing podcasts, and then, you know, it's not going to be affected. Then we got to come,
Right.
you know, we got to
We
do
find
some
the new
virtual
come up with
reality
Re-
podcasts,
recreate the
right?
game.
Recreate the game.
Yeah, we gotta-
be creative.
So you got to be reinventing all the time. But yeah, we had the website set up good. We demonstrated all the stuff that we were doing, cool stuff that we were doing for clients. 2014 came around. We ended up getting this big booking from Poopery. They make this bathroom spray.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Yeah.
Ray needed that. Send him some samples.
I said I remember them.
So they're in Dallas. They hit us up. I think they found us on Craigslist, and we go to their offices. We meet with them, and we're all like so excited, right? Like big corporate giants want to mess with us, little babies. You know what I mean? Like we're super excited, nervous, like trying to dress up, pull up.
That's all part of that experience, though. That excitement, that energy.
Yeah.
That's what you feed off of.
You
Yeah.
feed. You're like, damn, this is
fun.
it, bro. We made it. You know what I mean? Like, let's go. So we meet with the owners of Poopery. Now we didn't know like about the company and how big they were and stuff. Like this is a massive company. Like they're doing
Yeah, they're
millions. So we go to their office. They tell us, hey, we want to do a branded photo booth. Okay, so they do the Dallas trade show, and they want us to come to Atlanta with them. So their idea was, hey, we're gonna have a model there, attracting people into our trade show space. We want to take pictures with the model, and we want to collect their email addresses. So we're like, okay, we can do that. So we leave. We come up with an idea. We got the TS200 now. We go to Alpha Graphics on Preston and Beltline, and we tell them, hey, this is what we need. We want the branding, you know, all this stuff. So we figure out a way to basically brand the TS200 at this time. So we basically got it's corrugated plastic that they printed directly on
I
it,
seen that. Yeah.
and they cut out the hole for the mirror and hole for the camera and hole for the light. And we attached it with like Velcro on the sides, and we got these aluminum corner pieces that the corrugated plastic stuck onto. It sucked when you had to change ink and paper because it like pulled the whole thing off, and it was a big ordeal. And then the poles fell. Someone almost got hit. All that stuff. So anyway, we got it done. We sent them the pictures. They loved it. We go to the office to meet with them to finalize everything. We come up with this number. I don't even know how we came up with it. We took like our expenses and we like doubled it, right? like, all right, that's an easy way to do it, right? So we go there, we pull up. I'm like, all right, man, I'm about to crush this. It's like 10,000. I think it was a $10,000 or $15,000 deal. 2 cities. And we're gonna be traveling. We're gonna be business owners. This is it, man. We made it. You know what I mean? So we go there. We got the whole like the husband and wife owner got like their henchmen on either side. Like it's intense. And it's a small little conference room, and we'll sit down there and we like start talking, and we like, hey, okay, here's the our bid. And she was like, "Oh, that's it." Oh my God! You guys know that War Dogs?
That's exactly what I thought of.
Yeah, War Dogs. Yeah. I was like, Jesus. So anyway, we closed the deal with them. We do the gig. It was a massive success. Like they were collecting like thousands of emails every day. So we do that event in Dallas. Then we do the event in Atlanta, and it was a big success. And we recorded a lot of it, and we put that on YouTube, and then
Awesome.
we put it onto our website. And so other companies at this expo and trade show, like they saw us there, and then they booked us for this kind of experience. And once again, we're selling experiences. We're not just selling photos, right? What's the experience? You got to think these corporations are spending, 30, 40,000 to exhibit at these conferences, and they need to sell more. The photo booth's going to attract more people to come in. Their salespeople can take over from there. So that was a big turning point for us at the company, and just kept investing and growing, and I think we got to like 15, 20 photo booths at one time.
Wow.
That's a lot.
All for rentals, huh?
All for rentals, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
And,
How did you manage those people?
It was a lot. So we use Google Calendar, DocuSign, Copper CRM. I mean, now there's one app that can do everything, right? Back then we had to use like 7 different applications. To do that. I had this like text reminder system that I had to find because like when you book an event for an attendant, like we need them to check in by a certain time, like 2 hours before the event, come to the office and pick up the photo booth, right? So we had like a text reminder getting sent out to them. My wife Jasmine was the one like dealing with that. I was focused more on the marketing. But there was problems nonstop. I mean, we work 7 days a week, 5 days we were in the office, and then the weekends we were like working events. And now it's a lot easier. You got so much good software out there that can help you, run and maintain a business. But back then it was like just figuring it out as you go.
Yeah. And not everybody's familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, from that point, you were doing 360. Photo booth rentals.
Right.
What transitioned you into selling? You now do sell photo booths as well.
Yeah. So every event that we go to, it's like people were asking us like, "Hey, where did you get your photo booth?"
Right.
Oh, some guy on eBay. Look for him sitting on the box pointing.
That was me.
That was him sitting on the main picture on the eBay listing.
I think I was sitting on a prop box and pointing at a TS200.
Oh, okay. I thought you were sitting on the TS200. Okay. Man, it's funny. When we had bought the TS200, we recreated that photo over there at our office. We always thought it was Ray, for a long time.
No, that was
Yeah, it was John. Yeah.
Well, we had to put a face on the sale, so we decided with my face.
Yeah. Hey, man, it worked.
It was all fun and game.
We had fun doing it.
Concerned,
It was passion for us, so that's why it was so easy to put ourselves out there. It was, that's really important. Like just not being afraid to put yourself out there and grab the attention of these people, right?
Right. That's what you had to do. I mean, you came up with a good product. I mean, it helped thousands of people change their life. I mean, changed my life. I'm sure all the other people that, it's so funny nowadays. There's still people using it.
Right.
Yeah.
I see in the Facebook groups and stuff like, oh wow, getting away with that, huh? But look, once again, we're selling experience. The customer doesn't care about that.
Right.
Okay? You guys getting caught up in the mechanics of it.
The experience and the service you provide is more important to them.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was like 2015 or so. We established Photo Booth International. People were asking us, hey, where can we buy this? And along the way we made a lot of mistakes. We made a lot of mistakes. I wish someone took me under their wing and mentored me. Ray did as much as he can with that. But there was other things, right? Like hiring friends and family.
Right.
Yeah.
Bookkeeping, right? Tax returns, right? You just want to make money. You're an entrepreneur. I understand. But if you want to get in the game, you need to understand. You need to understand accounting. You need to understand
The ins
bookkeeping.
and outs of
Yeah.
business 101.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't need to know everything. Write this down if you're watching. Okay. You don't need to know everything. You need to know enough not to get screwed over. Okay. I know. Me and Ray was discussing like, hey, we're having problems with the books and stuff like that. Like, you can go and throw a stone and hit a business owner that they don't have their bookkeeping accurate, or they don't know what's going on. That's their fault. It's your fault. I mean, who are you going to blame? You're going to blame your bookkeeper? No one's going to care about your business as much as you do. It's your job to, if you hire someone, it's your job to, verify and check the work that's being done. If you don't know what's being done, then there's an opportunity for you to get screwed over.
You got to get involved, and you got to take the time to actually learn it. You don't
Yeah.
have to take the class. Just learn about it.
I took a class. It was $15 on Udemy. How to read a P&L statement, how to read a balance sheet. What's assets, what's liabilities.
Right.
You know what I mean? Are you looking at your P&L statements every month, or are you running it off how much money you got in the bank account? Okay? And I'll tell you, if you're running it on the bank account, you're not doing too good. Right? Your boy Josh going to keep it real with you, because these are mistakes that I made. If you want to run a successful business,
Well,
you wanna build
success
an
comes with
empire,
mistakes, man,
Yeah.
for sure. So
sure.
all those mistakes that we've all had, you yourself experience, I think propels us to a success rate that we're just now accustomed to.
Yeah.
Right? You make some mistakes, small mistakes here and there, but now, since our experience, we know how to adapt right away. We know how
Yeah.
to fix it. We find a solution right away.
Yeah. If I could save someone some time, learn from our mistakes, the accounting and bookkeeping. You need to get information on that. There's no way around that.
Yeah, they got to know their financials. They got to know their way around it. But that's what we do, man. We give nuggets in here.
Yeah.
Information, hoping that our viewers can help our viewers.
Yeah.
And definitely.
So I remember another piece of advice, like, don't take advice from anybody who hasn't done it. Okay.
Yeah. Big
So
one.
I'll tell you a story. My business partner's girlfriend's mom worked at a bookkeeping firm, and she told us when we got started, like, we were a sole proprietor, and she was like, oh, you guys need to be a partnership. So we went and became a partnership, and then eventually we needed to be set up an LLC, right? So we could have saved all that hassle and just invested up front to set up the LLC. So make sure that whoever you're taking advice from, we shouldn't have taken advice from her. We should have sought out a business owner that knows what's up, and like, hey, how should we set up this our company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, lucky for our viewers, we're giving them the information that they should be following
Right.
and should help them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, our job here is like, we're gonna alert you about these stuff. You gotta go
Yeah.
and learn about it, right? I'm telling you,
Research
it.
go research it
Yeah.
and see what the
Exactly.
best option is.
Obviously, they're still going to make mistakes, but,
Mhm.
we have these guidelines where you have to go deep into those mistakes like we had to.
We try to minimize the mistakes that you can run into. I mean, as the companies ourselves, we sell a full package solution to everybody anyways. And we give them the small ins and outs and the basics of running a business. So, and that's hopefully what we're doing here at this podcast, to spit some knowledge to you guys and some experiences that we've all been through.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long journey. It never ends. You got to make sure to keep improving your skills. And if your business is not growing, you got to ask yourself, are you growing as an individual? The business is not growing because you're not growing, right? Are you hoping and praying that next year is going to be better, the next month's going to be better? Where's the next sale going to come from? Or are you learning the platforms, how to use free platforms, paid platforms to expand your business? A lot of people, we were talking about this on the way up here. They think it's luck. Oh, Josh got lucky. Josh had some advantage. Josh had some mentor. Like, I came to America with 2 bags. You know what I mean?
Guaranteed luck has nothing to do with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we all have our own story. We started from the bottom, and there was no handouts. There was no, there was nothing.
I think
we
the
started
harder
from
you
zero.
work, the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Success follows hard work. That's 100% sure
Yeah.
right there.
Hard work, consistency. It's
Right.
definitely going to open up a lot of doors
Of opportunities
Yeah.
for your business, for your guys'
Exactly.
rental or DJ services. That's all going to come into play as long as you guys work hard, keep focused, and stay consistent.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to know, like, if you hear of an opportunity, you recognize an opportunity, don't question if you're ready, because if you weren't ready for that opportunity, you wouldn't recognize the opportunity.
Right.
True.
That's true.
So once you hear of an opportunity, jump on it, man. You're ready. Stop doubting yourself. You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Someone that wasn't ready would not hear that opportunity.
That's true.
There's a cost to missed opportunity. You know,
Yeah.
you see something trending. I mean, there's a cost to not doing it.
Yeah.
You know,
All
opportunity
about
cost.
risk and reward, man.
Right. So yeah, that was 2015. We established, Photo Booth International, and the intention here was to provide everything that someone would need to start a photo booth business. So the contracts, the support, the training, the sales, software. Because when we started, we didn't have any of that. We didn't have a point of reference. We didn't have a YouTube channel. We didn't have anybody to go to ask how this was done. And we made a lot of mistakes. And if I didn't make all those mistakes, I would have been a little bit further, made more money if someone would have showed me, hey, don't do this instead. And so that was our goal, starting off with Photo Booth International, and how we got to, where we are today. And that's all we do. We don't sell, DIY. We don't sell, certain things. Like, we just focus on what we do. We're really good at what we do. And, if someone's needing a complete turnkey package, then we can help them. And our prices are not the cheapest, It's not. I mean, if you're looking for cheap, don't come to us.
Yeah.
If you want to invest, you need the support and stuff like that, and the extra things, and that's important to you, then hey, reach out. But you got to figure out your audience,
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of pricing, in terms of photo booth owners that are watching, struggling, trying to figure out how they should price their service.
Right.
Well, what's your advice?
I know what everybody's doing. Let me go see what they're doing, and then I'm gonna charge a little bit cheaper than that.
Yep.
And everybody's racing to the bottom. So, reeling it back into earlier, my point is like, hey, know your audience. Who are you serving? Are you serving the backyard birthday parties and barbecues? Are you serving the people in downtown or uptown? Like, you got to figure out your angle, and your website has to represent that, and your videos have to represent that, and your social media has to represent that. A lot of us just think, oh, I'm gonna go be the cheapest. Like, who's doing Kanye West and Kim's wedding and like all the celebrities and stuff like that? Like, there's so much money on the table, and there's different levels that you can service. So you need to figure out which level you want to go after, and then price according to that. Because if you
Definitely.
have wealthy people that want quality, they're willing to pay for it, right? I
Yeah.
mean, we sitting all here wearing brand names, right? Why are you wearing Louis Vuitton? It's good quality. You're willing to invest in it. Like, you can go to Payless and get $10 shoes,
Right.
right? Or we can drop $1,000 on the shoes, right? So why do people do that?
Yeah.
So we can go get a photo booth rental for $100 an hour, right? Or we can charge $500 an hour.
Right.
It's all about the representation that we want people to see.
Mhm.
So it's something I tell people too. It's like, there's always going to be either the Payless or there's the Nike, and then there's everything in between. So it's like, where do you want to sit on that scale?
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
that's true.
So it's not an easy answer about how to price things. A lot of how you price it is going to be because of your own personal insecurities with
Yeah.
money, right?
Yeah.
Because you're a cheap person, you'll sell to cheap people, right? How you do anything is how you do everything,
Yeah.
right? Like, when you go to the store, you negotiate. That's why your customers will negotiate with you, because you attract that in, right? You look at the price, everything, and you're trying to save money. Your customer's going to be doing the same thing, right? I mean,
That's true. You attract what you put out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's when I learned that, I was like, oh man,
So
that's the same thing that I get on the phone. When I stop doing that, hey, I'm investing. Yeah, I'll drop 1,000 here, whatever. It's different now. and-
Mindset changes.
Yeah.
If you're always going to be different. A year from now, you're always going to learn something new. It's an everyday learning experience. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And with that, you grow from it. Like, I'm a lot smarter now than a year ago. Because of the people that I surround myself,
Yeah.
the people that I talk to. It's all about the people. It's all about the networking. It's all about who you conversate.
Mhm.
You and I, we talk a lot. We brainstorm a lot. We learn from each other. You know what I mean? And my advice is find somebody like that, somebody that you can connect, and somebody that you can talk about business, somebody that you can relate to.
Yeah.
It's no fun when you're talking to a friend that is completely in a different vision as you are.
Yeah. And even so, like, both you guys, or all of us here, we're in the photo booth industry, but all of us have a different goal at the end,
Mhm.
essentially, So it's good to be with people that are lined up, and then obviously some people are gonna do some things that are a little different, and then that's fine because you gotta always create it and make it your own. At the end of the day, you know, you
Yeah.
can't just be a complete replica of something else. You know, it works until it doesn't. Just like you said about the stock photos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Another thing I learned recently was there's always a place in the market for someone to add more value.
Oh yeah.
You know, so yeah, there's you're getting started with the business, DJ 360, whatever. Oh, there's other people doing it, but how could you add more value to it?
Yeah.
What could you add to your package? Could you do it better? You know, do you have better setup? Do you have better options? Do you have better pricing?
You have better
know,
charisma.
Better
you know?
charisma? Can you get on camera? Can you close the deal over
Yeah.
the phone? Hey, how you doing? What can I help you with today? You know, you need this. You need a backdrop. You need a red carpet. You need uplights. You need confetti cannon. You know, can you solve that problem, or are you just saying, hey, it's a 360. It's $100 an hour.
That's it.
You know.
Yeah.
So
I got a question for you. When did you realize the importance of doubling down on a YouTube channel and creating content and then posting and building that up?
when did I realize that? Well, YouTube is selling for me 24 hours a day, and
Yeah.
nobody else is going to sell for me
Yeah.
24 hours a day.
Exactly.
Even when I'm sleeping, it's selling. You know, so I need to show people what I'm doing and how to do it. And once again, come back to my point. I'm adding value to the market, right? I'm not here just like selling. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm informing you first. Like most people who see me on YouTube and stuff like that, like they get value from our content, and then they come back and they support us. And so, you know, once I understand that, the person who wins in the marketplace is providing the most value.
Yeah.
You know, so
Agree.
I do that so I can help people. You know, and then in return they come back and, you know, they support us, and, you know, we look at our analytics and say like, hey, this is working for
Yeah,
us.
this
you know,
isn't-
and they
yeah.
trust us. Like they know me.
You
know,
gotta
like,
be able to measure something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything that you can't measure, you can't grow.
Mm-hmm. You know, when I pick up the phone, like, oh, this is Josh. I've been
Yeah, they get a
watching
little
you.
starstruck, like, hey, man.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, you know, I've been watching you for 2 years. It took that long, that many videos. Like, dang, that was a long. Like 7 years I've been shooting videos. Like, it's hard. You know, there were times I didn't want to do it, but you know, I was like, hey, if I want, this is my mission. Our mission is to help people.
Yeah.
You know, get started. Then you gotta be strict about that. Like, hey, let's do that. Let's help people. And this can be done in any business. So I'll give you an example.
Exactly.
You know, I took a customer of ours from 0 to 100,000 in 10 months. Right,
Wow.
we did a series called Photo Booth Boss. We did that last year, and we recorded the whole thing on YouTube and we showed everybody. You know, at the end of 10 months, he did like 103,000. One of his main factors was shooting videos on YouTube. So I told him, like, look, go make as many videos as you can. Like, he's in Austin. Like, go make as many videos as you can about your business, and put the keyword in the title, you know, Photo Booth Rental Austin. Because the YouTube is the number 2 search engine in the world. People are using it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when people inquired with him about his service, he would send them the YouTube video, right? And the YouTube video would be of him, hey guys, this is Innocent here with Flash Party Photo Booth. I'm here with my mirror booth today. I'm going to show you real quick how it works. When you come up, you step up, you touch the screen. It's going to take 3 photos. It's going to flash. This is how you text the photo. You'll be surprised. 80% of business owners don't have a video like this.
Not
Right?
at all.
So he gets an inquiry. He sends that video to them, and he says, hey, can you watch this real quick?
Yeah.
Right? They watch the video. They're like, oh, wow. I'm going to get this guy, this exact photo booth. Like, he seems really nice.
It's
He's fun.
expectations.
It's
You know?
first-hand experience.
It's a
Yeah.
first-hand
So
experience,
that's
right?
important for a lot of people, because I think half of selling, or maybe 90% of selling, actually is all visual.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah,
You go out, you buy a car, you visually like it
Right.
first.
Right.
You go out, you order food on the menu, you visually like it first.
Exactly.
The same thing with experience of a photo booth or any service that you're providing. If you're able to visually see it on YouTube or any other video platform out there, Reels, TikTok, or Snapchat, you see it, and that's what attracts people. Huh?
Right.
And ultimately, that's the same recipe that we all use. You know what I mean? It's, you know, how we got our business to where it's at now. It's videos.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We created tons of videos. Even me. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how you've met me. You
I
know?
mean, the importance of
Yeah.
YouTube then. It's
Yeah.
very big.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are shy. You know, when you think about it, it's like, it's just glass and plastic you're shy of.
And what do you
If you're
gotta
shy
lose?
of that, are you shy of the concrete and the fabric or the couch? You know, like, I mean,
good
look,
way
at
to
the end
put
of the
it.
day, like, I mean, you're starving your family because of that, right? I mean, do it for your family. You can't be shy. Your shyness is affecting your business,
So,
right?
so to follow up on that,
Mhm.
do you have like a certain schedule? I was like, okay, I gotta create one piece of content for YouTube. I gotta create X amount of pieces, or do you create one piece of content and then chop it in for your Instagram reels and TikToks and stuff like that?
Yeah, we do that. Which we shoot one piece and then we chop it up, and we
Gotcha.
distribute it
Nice.
on different platforms. We got a schedule, that it drips out on. And it doesn't have to be this complicated when you're getting started, right? Because every
Yeah,
time
exactly.
I tell people like, hey, you should shoot content. No, I don't have time for that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How's your bank account, bro? You
You
got
gotta
time
make-
for your bank
You
account?
got to make time
How
for
many
it.
zeros you got and commas? You know what I mean?
You got to make time for it
You
because
gotta-
that
it's-
translates to your bank
Exactly.
regardless, and profit regardless. And speaking back on shyness, I mean, if that's part of you, that's okay. But repetition is gonna get rid of that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Make more videos and just pound away at the videos, and sooner or later you're gonna be a natural.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, my first video sucked. Like, I was nervous, I was
Right.
shaky, all that stuff, And then you realize, like, it's stupid. Like, just
Well,
shoot
when you
the
watch
video.
yourself, you're like, man, I sound like that. You just kind of adapt to that and kind of change it afterwards.
Yeah.
So yeah.
To me, it's an adaptable character. You know what I mean? You weren't always the way you are now with YouTube. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm pretty sure at some point you were shy too. But there's ways of overcoming that. What did you do to overcome yours?
Well, we're all taught to be shy, right? You're shy because your mom said, oh, he's shy. Don't do this.
Right.
Put that down.
Yeah.
Be quiet. Don't do that. You
Yeah.
can't eat
We're
that.
programmed from it from the
You're
beginning.
programmed for failure. Your parents failed you, right? This is what happened from the get-go, right? And we're taught to be cheap, right? Because your dad told you put the lights off, keep the fridge
Yeah.
closed, put the air off, right?
Don't
We
turn
can
on
all-
the air. Yeah.
right? Don't turn on the air, right? So from young, this is engraved into
Yeah.
you, right? Now we're living life trying to overcome all this stuff, right? We spend our whole lives trying to do this. When I realized all of that, oh my God,
Yeah.
we set up for failure,
Yeah.
But anyway,
You have to unlearn a lot of the old
exactly.
stuff.
Well,
it's
it's-
unprogramming.
It's mindset.
Yeah.
It's the way your mindset was formed from the very get-go. Like I always tell people, if you think that that's the amount of money you're gonna be making, and there's no more coming, that's why you're being cheap and you're saving. Then you program your mind to
Yeah.
think that there's nothing more coming. You know what I mean?
That's what I tell people too. I'm like, you could always budget, but you can only budget so much. So how about you focus on making more money instead
Right.
of cutting
Yeah.
out expenses?
No one got rich saving, guys. Tell you
That's
straight
true.
up.
You got to let your money make some money. So you got to keep
Yeah.
investing in your business and investing in yourself.
Yeah.
100%.
But like you said, repetition. At the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, look, am I willing to do whatever it takes to be successful? And if the answer is no, then the answer is no. Then maybe it's not for you.
Maybe go get a
You know,
job.
but make a decision now. Don't wait 10 years and put one leg in, and I'm gonna keep my job because I like the benefits and I like the 401k, and I'm doing this, and I'm making 50,000 a year here and 50,000 at my job. When you could go make $1 million in the photo booth business and let your job go, make a decision one way or the other and
Yeah.
commit fully. Like, hey, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I want to actually tell you the story about. So I was working at the call center, during this time whenever we were starting off, right? And I thought I was safe, and I had the benefits. I had the employee stock purchase plan, and 3% going into the 401k, getting matched. All right, shout out to my 401k people. So it was all good. Life was good. I had my business on the side. I'll just keep my job, for security. There's no security, right? They came in one day, and they were like, "Hey, we're moving this whole call center to Costa Rica." Obviously they're trying to make more money.
Yeah.
And this was like January 2013. This was, and we had built the photo booth like November 2012, right? So it was like 2 months afterwards. So I was like, hey, I'm just gonna take the severance package, and see what happens. So yeah, the last day of work for me was like July of 2013. And then went in full time. So if you're hoping these big corporations gonna take care of you and stuff, reconsider that and ask yourself, because at the end of the day, if they got shareholders, their obligation is to their shareholders. It's not to us,
Yep.
And that's the truth. And then that would have been the third job that, let me go. You know what I mean? Like it was the first one that I had, like right at high school, the bank, and then this job. And you got to take matters into your own hands at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's crazy. So just about every job you had prior to being your own boss, it was just, that's it. Josh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Damn.
It was a dead end right
I'm sorry. I keep trying to get a job. That's on me. That's my fault. I believed in the system. Like
yeah.
you can't. You got to make your own destiny.
Right.
You got to make your
Yeah.
own destiny.
That's true. Yeah.
Did you have any like mentors that you had along the way that you met after? You know, I know you said in the beginning it was very self-learning, but was there a point where you're like, all right, man, I need to, you know, attract some mentors, maybe go to some, you know, take some courses or something?
Yeah, yeah. Trying to figure out who would be my first one. I mean, you know, I follow Grant Cardone. You know, a lot of people are you know, like, I read books. How many books you read, Josh? 50 books a year. 50 books. Have you ever executed one thing on any one of the books? You know, consuming information and not executing on it is a waste of time.
Yeah.
It feels good. Yeah, hey, I read 50 books. Oh, my God. Where did you get the time to do that? I can't even shoot YouTube videos.
Hundreds of ideas, no
I
execution.
gotta do this, and then we're gonna flip Bitcoin, and we're gonna sell couches on eBay, and we're gonna do Amazon business, and then we're gonna. I mean, come on, man, what are we doing here? You know, so find one mentor, go deep on it. You know, find one person, go deep on it. You know, I like Grant Cardone. I like the way he operates. I like the way his mindset. I like the way he sells. I like it. You know what I mean? And that's that was one of my mentors. You know, I learned a lot from Ray. Grateful for that. You know, and I mean, you may attract someone locally like that you can see in person, or you may have someone online.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, like
That's the beauty of social media.
But eventually, if you don't go deep, that stuff will contradict yourself, right? Yeah. Tony Robbins is going to say something that Grant Cardone is going to say the opposite of, right?
Yeah.
Dave Ramsey is going to say something that Dan Pena is going to say the opposite of, right? Then you're going to be confused, right? Now you got too much information and you can't make a decision. I'm confused and overwhelmed, and I can't do anything now. Got this goddamn fly flying around.
I know.
It's bro. Landing everywhere.
Yeah, infecting us.
So now, do you catch yourself on the opposite end of that? Do you have people coming to you as you're their mentor?
Yeah, I mean, that, you know, the quickest way for me to help anybody is through YouTube. I mean, that's why I share my experiences, what I'm doing, how I'm making decisions, how to run a business, and that's the quickest way I can do that. I don't do like one-on-one mentorships, you know, like we do masterminds and stuff like that, but you know, a lot of people don't like investing into themselves. I mean, that's the truth. You know, I spend, you know, close to $500,000 a year, like in self-improvement and development. But most people are not willing to do that. You know?
I don't think it's not that they're willing. It's just they don't see the value yet. You know what I mean? I think it's the fear. A lot of it has to do with fear of losing the savings that they got. You know what I mean? It's like I've been there. I've been in that situation where, like you said, you know, we're all programmed into that direction.
Yeah.
You know?
That's real major, because then we're programmed into like, oh, that's a scam. You know, like why am I gonna
Josh
pay?
is a scam. Oh,
Why am I gonna pay
favorite
$500?
YouTube comments. Go comment on all my videos and say I'm a scam, man. But look, guys, if you want to hate on me, I need you to hate fully, okay? Don't hate on one video. Go hate on every single video.
Right.
You know? Don't be a part-time hater.
Be a full-time
Go
hater.
to a full-time hater, baby.
And don't forget to watch the whole video.
Yeah, watch the whole video.
And don't skip the advertising.
Yeah, because your boy getting paid every time on them ads, baby.
Well, man.
I know you're running ads on my YouTube channel too, dog. I saw that shit when I was fucking logged off.
Well, the importance of advertising and marketing, man, it goes with every single business out there, advertising and marketing. Do you have any marketing strategy that works best for you?
Yeah, I mean, Facebook lead ads.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, you can get $5 leads, but it's not going to work if you haven't invested in sales training and know how to close the customer over the phone.
Right.
Okay, so that's going to come back. It's solving one problem, but it's going to come back to, you know, where have you invested in yourself to, like, you got a lead. Okay, cool, you got a lead, but can you close the lead?
Right.
Do you know how to follow up?
Right.
You know, are you scared to follow up? I don't want to call him too soon. He's going to think I'm needy and desperate.
Oh, no, you got to get that out the window right away.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
mean, that goes back to what you were saying earlier. Like,
I
people can
seen
sense that.
I've seen a lot of that too.
you know, like you hear that all the time. It's too soon to follow up. If you inquire with us, we're going to crush your phone. We're going to crush your emails. You're going to get crushed with text messages. You told us you want to do business with us. Now, I mean, what's the problem here? Unsubscribe if you don't want to, you know, talk to us. But I mean, you got to know how to do that. So yeah, going back to your question, Facebook lead ads. It's quick. You can do it from your phone, and then along the way, do the YouTube stuff. Right? Show people what you offer, how you offer it, how your photo booth works, why you started a photo booth business. Go to the venues. Do a video of every venue in your city. Right? Say 5 things you like about it and 5 things you don't like. You know, that's 10 videos right there for you to get started off. So, and then Google's a little bit more complicated. They do have, you know, support that help you, you know, run your ads, obviously. and then SEO. But that's obviously it's very technical. It takes a lot of time to work. I mean, Facebook lead ads, you can, I mean, instantly, you know.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, we didn't have that back in the day. If we had that, oh man,
Yeah. No.
we had to like figure out everything manually, you know.
Yeah.
But you had to learn it, and that's the key. Is you know, thinking back, if they had that, even then you probably wouldn't get it. It'll take you some time to understand that. Okay, I need to do this and I need to do that. So everything is all in a time frame, and
Yeah.
there's a reason why you learn all of this stuff. It's because you failed at one point and you question yourself, how the fuck did I fail?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all about failure
Yeah.
and doing it better the next
I'm
one.
just a big failure, you know what I mean? Yeah,
We all are.
I failed more times than other people. That's
Bro,
you can
we-
look at it like that.
we
you know?
all are.
Yeah.
You know what
But
I mean? I
we
don't-
all learn from it, you know.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
yeah.
it's all part of the experience. I mean,
And you gotta embrace it.
Yeah.
all the mistakes we make, we trust me, we won't make it twice.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's always another mistake, a new mistake. It tends to happen. It,
Yeah.
Right.
it comes with running a business and
feel-
just life in general.
Yeah, I feel like you got to be comfortable with rejection or with failure because that's what builds character. That's like one of my favorite quotes is, you know, we really never know who we are until we fail.
Right.
So, you know,
I like
you got to
that.
be comfortable with that, man.
Somebody can be doing a big corporate event and they failed at. Now that somebody has two choices. They can either stop doing it and says, "Oh, I can't do it,"
Dos Equis?
or do it again. Or
Shoulda
get
gave up.
Right. Or get another one and says, "Okay, this is where I screwed up. You know, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do something better. I understand now." You learn to understand better when you fail.
Yeah.
You know.
Um,
Yeah.
Well, mistakes educates you, right? You learn from it. That's all. That's what's important. Doesn't matter how many mistakes you make. You just got to learn from it and move on from it, and just don't let it like hold you down, right? Because then you're just gonna be stuck if you just dread on it. So you learn from it and keep growing. That's all. That's
Yeah.
very important. Yeah. So what strategies, as far as marketing, didn't work for you?
oh man, Yelp. So
I mean, Yelp seems like it can be good. It can be
It
bad.
works for some people.
You
Yeah.
know?
It's
I mean,
not for everybody.
Maybe for like renting, it might work, especially in your local community,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But for selling the whole booth, it may not work.
No. This is all rental advice,
rental.
right? This is all rental advice. So, like for Yelp, the thing with Yelp is like you can't like they're giving you their own stats. That, oh yeah, 500 people clicked your ad. Like how many filled out the form? How many booked? You can't track that because they don't have that, right? So you need to be
Right.
tracking your effectiveness of your advertising, right? And so I think they're running like a Ponzi scheme over there, honestly. So I mean that didn't work out for us. What else? I remember one time this is what we did. We got some PVC pipe and we had a pickup truck, right? And we went and got a banner made. And then we made it was like a 4 foot by it was like a 5 foot by 3 feet, and we made like a PVC frame,
Yeah.
and we put the banner in the middle of the frame, and we put this in the bed of the truck,
Yeah,
and
I'm
we
trying
parked
to
it,
visualize that. That shit's
Park it.
funny.
and we parked the truck like right off a highway, right? Man, that didn't work.
But
we're
that's
like,
creativity
That's
right there,
creativity,
man.
man.
That's
That
great.
feeds your brain to
Yeah.
like the next one.
Yeah.
You know?
Look, you gotta
regardless,
fail
it
to
excels
learn.
you. You know,
Yeah. You gotta test. You gotta see what works.
You
and
gotta
what-
fail to
what's not,
learn.
Yeah.
yeah.
so don't be afraid to do that. You know,
Yeah.
well, why it might not work for him then, it might have worked for you in your community.
Yeah.
You know, you never know. I mean, the mistake he made, let him learn from it, and he excelled himself from there.
Yeah.
Josh is all about measuring. Yelp. He doesn't like Yelp because, he doesn't have a way of measuring that the way
Accurately.
Accurately, like Facebook. Now, it may not work for him. Doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to work for you. Because I know a few photo booth owners out there that are pretty successful using Yelp.
One of them right here.
Yeah. So
Are you paid? The paid?
Huh?
Is it
Yeah,
paid?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The
it-
paid- How much do you pay them?
I pay like $300 to $500
A month?
A month.
Do they have you on a contract?
Was that?
Do they have you on a
No,
contract?
no contract, no contract.
And how many bookings are you getting from it?
I get at least like 2 to 3 a week.
They say they found you on Yelp.
Yeah, I always ask to see
Okay.
what
Gotcha,
works.
gotcha,
That's one thing you should do too. When
Yeah,
people
yeah.
call, be like, "How do you
Exactly.
hear about us?"
Yeah, yeah.
That way,
It's
you're
important.
able to
Yeah.
track.
So,
Yeah.
so you know which one of your avenues are working, and especially if
Right.
you're booking them.
Yeah.
It's good to double down on that too, especially if you're getting 2 or 3 events. I mean, Yelp may work for some, may not work for some.
Well,
Google and
exactly.
Facebook, and
It's-
same for
it's
anything
not-
else.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's there's some that works for you,
Yeah.
and like I said, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's different strokes for
or
different
or
folks.
things change, you know, because I remember when I first came on board with you guys, like the first hour was like me just posting the same post like 10 different times on Craigslist,
Right.
and that worked for a long time
Yeah.
until it stopped working. Now, like, I don't even post on Craigslist because it just stopped working for me.
Well,
you
there's
know?
some people that are just religious on Yelp too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
I don't
book
like
or I'm
Yelp.
not gonna eat if I don't Yelp it first,
Yeah.
right? There's some people like that, and then so in that sense, you'll grab that attention because there's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
But some are on Facebook, some are on Instagram instead, some are a lot are on YouTube. That's
Yeah.
100% sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube is a big avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I don't like Yelp. It doesn't work for me, you know, but it works for some.
Yeah.
You know.
And make sure like you're using the platforms correctly too. Like
Yes.
I think a lot of times Thumbtack doesn't work. Oh, this doesn't work. Oh, that doesn't work. But like if you go look at their Thumbtack profile, it's like 3 stock photos.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not gonna work, bro. You know what I mean? Like no matter what,
Well, you
it's
gotta
not
put more
gonna
effort
work.
in that.
Yeah, like,
It's kinda like
it
a
doesn't work.
resume.
It's a scam.
Yeah.
You know, everything's a scam for everybody.
Yeah, that's the new thing everyone likes to throw
Yeah.
out. It's scam. It's a scam. Just because they don't
Everything's
want
a scam.
Yeah, like, yo, did you actually take the help training? No, I skipped it.
Yeah.
All right, bro. So like,
Well, Thumbtack is like a resume, like you mentioned. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're a person applying for a big job at some big corporate company that's going to pay you well, you better believe your resume better look good.
you don't just
So-
say I had a job.
Right. You better believe that resume better be 10 pages of good stuff. So it goes the same for your business. If you're marketing out there, if you're using Thumbtack, Yelp, or any of these platforms that's available to us these days, make it appealing for everybody, right? Make it appealing for everybody to see, oh, I would definitely hire them. Bookmark. Of course, they're going to shop around. If you're not the cheapest, it is what it is. They'll shop around. They'll check out your experience. They'll check out the content that you provide and see if they book you in that sense.
Right. And make sure to have a video like introducing yourself as a business owner.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like
yeah.
hiding behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's important. Yeah.
Like who's running the show here? You know, like who's in charge here? You know, who's gonna come to my event? Is he gonna be drunk? Is he gonna be hitting on my guests? Is he gonna be at the bar?
It's gonna be
You
at
know.
the buffet line the whole time.
Hey man, gotta hit that buffet, baby. Get that wedding cake. I miss that wedding cake. I tell you that for sure.
You missed that, huh? You missed
Yeah.
doing events, huh?
I was thinking about doing a vlog where I do an event, like I could do one of my customers' events, see if I still got it in me.
I thought about it too.
Yeah.
Ever since we stopped renting photo booth and we started selling photo booth and 360, I thought about, man, why don't I do that? And just kind of showed them, the ins and outs and the whole experience.
Yeah, what it's like.
What it's like. And then I actually tried to do it and just go, why can't I do it? I don't want to.
Yeah, we got lazy now.
I got so lazy.
Because we did the time. Like, oh my God, how many thousands of events have we worked? You know, like,
dude.
oh, he was telling me about
The
that.
idea is great.
yeah.
But actually doing it physically, it's like everything's there, it's all set up, and you just for some reason can't move. You're just like, oh, man,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Look here, it's gonna count down. Say
Yeah.
that 200 times a night.
Oh man.
Wait, oh my God, what is this? Where do I look?
Yeah, well, that can get tiring for sure. That's why you build that business so you're no longer having to do that. I mean, if you're reluctant or if you're lucky enough to build it to a point where you have employees and staff, more power to you. That means you're growing,
Yeah.
right? That means you have 3, 4, 5 different photo booths like yourself. And you said you had at one point about 20 photo booths, right?
Yeah.
And 850 events in 1 year. Man, that translates to well above 6 figures.
Yeah.
So
Easy.
you guys viewing gotta aim for that.
Yeah.
And until you get there, don't stop. Keep booking. Keep
Yeah.
doing all the events.
Yeah.
And then hire the team, which is very important. To hire a team that is going to work for you in a sense that'll excel your business.
No.
It's never easy to build a business.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stress in it, but at the same time, just remember, just because I said there's a lot of stress, the rewards is so much greater. The
Yeah.
bigger the reward, the harder it is. And
Right.
yeah, you'll have some stress just like we did. But at the same time, if you don't want the stress, then don't grow your business. But
Right.
remember, if you're not growing your business, you're killing it.
Yeah.
And it's more stressful when you can't get off on the weekends and you can't spend Christmas with the
Yeah.
family because your job won't let you.
Yeah.
So it's all going to be stressful. You figure out
Yeah.
what stress you want.
Right.
But at least with the business stress, you can control it.
Yeah.
And
Well, you have that
eventually
freedom, yeah.
you have that freedom, and you can hire people to if I were to do it all again, I'll still do it.
Yeah.
Fuck working for a job. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have put me in this position. You're never
Yeah.
going to get rich working for someone else. Like, I mean, but you
Careful,
control
you
your
have
investment.
employees.
Yeah, man. they're getting rich working with me.
Hey, I'm sure you
Tech-
empower your employees. Man.
I mean, you know what I mean. Like these big
Yeah, yeah.
corporations,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like
Right.
these corporations. I mean, they just keep you in there. You hear all these things. I mean,
Yeah.
Photo Booth Boss. You know, he was making $80,000 a year. He had a company vehicle, all that stuff. You know, they were like, he almost died, like, because they had sent him. He used to work for 7-Eleven. They were opening a new store out in Oklahoma. They sent him out there. He didn't want to go, first of all. Then they forced him to go, like, obviously, like, threatening losing your job, you know.
Wow.
And then he goes out there, catches COVID, like, in the hospital.
Oh,
and he's,
dang.
like, saying his last
shit.
goodbyes and everything, like, oh, my God, you know, like, if I make it through this, like, I'm going to,
Yeah.
you know, I'm going to figure something else out. And it just happened to be, like, in the photo booth business. But, like, why go through all that? Like, it's
No.
crazy, you know, all the misery. And they don't care. They don't care.
It's, you know, you gotta find somebody that can mentor you. You gotta find somebody, like, you know, your guy. You know, he'll never be able to reach that success without you. You know, with you guiding him and telling him what he needs to be doing and educating him. You basically gave him the shortcuts. You know, because a lot of that stuff over the years, you and we had to learn it. We had to go
Yeah.
and look for those informations from YouTube. We had to do our research. You know, you were kind enough to show him the ropes, and
Right.
he's smart enough that he listened. Because
Yeah,
had
exactly.
he not listened,
Right.
then it's the same thing, back to square one. I mean, we have this podcast right now, and we're spitting nuggets, and that's not even the right thing to say, but we're giving out information,
Giving
and
knowledge.
and we're hoping that the viewers can see
Yeah.
this as a plus. It's
Take
a
something
positive
of value
thing,
of it, and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's up to you to analyze what we're
yeah.
saying. It's up to you to understand what we're saying if it makes sense to you.
And it's like Josh said, like we're gonna have different guests here, and some are gonna contradict others. Like even on this one, you know, he's saying Yelp didn't work for him; it works for me. I mean, we're glad that you guys are tuned in, but it's more about learning and executing than just watching 30 episodes and then like, all right, I think I want a photo booth now. Like, jump in there, man. Like if you're already watching this, that means you already have the idea fresh on your
Right.
head. There's no better time to start than right now.
Or if you're already a photo booth owner and you're already in the business, this content where I guarantee is going to help you excel to the next level.
No, for sure.
Nobody's giving content, you know what I mean? Like this,
Not like this,
education.
no.
I mean, the experience that we have just sitting over here. I mean, you're talking about
Years
over a
and
decade of
years
experience.
and years.
Yeah,
and
man.
I mean,
years.
100,000 events.
Yeah.
Millions of rental, like dollars in rentals made.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for
Like,
sure.
I mean, we're not just we didn't wake up one day.
Yeah.
Like we're deep in this.
I
We're
know I
fully
look young, but
invested.
I've been in this industry for like 12 years, man. Like
And
Look at them.
it's not like we woke up and,
Yeah.
and we got all this, you know.
Right.
We had to work for this. And when I say it's hard for me to do an event, it's not because I'm lazy. It's you know, I've done it for so long, so many times.
Yeah.
I've been there where you guys are at, you know,
Yeah.
and you know, you have to make a choice.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes, like for me, wanting to do an event and showing the ins and outs, that's really me trying to reach out to you guys and letting you guys know
Yeah.
that what do I have to do to prove to you that, you know, this
works.
is the way it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
You know, and we've been there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And you know, one more thing that you had said earlier, like, you know, the Yelp worked for me and didn't work for you. I mean, worked for you and didn't work for me. You know, now if you go try Yelp, now you know what to look out for. And that's our goal here.
Exactly.
We're not
That's true.
telling you like, hey, it didn't work for Josh, don't do it. Or it's worked for him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, now you know what to look out for when you try it. And, you know, that's what we're trying to say here. When you
Yeah.
hire a bookkeeper, you know what to look out for. Hey, Josh said he's going, you know, tax return, all that stuff.
Teach me how
Like,
to teach me how to
teach me
read
how to
these papers.
Dougie.
I
You
better
don't know
read
how to
documents.
Dougie, man, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Dougie business.
Teach me about assets.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is like knowing what to look out for. It's like the blind spot, you know,
Yeah.
Right.
blind spot detection. You know, that's what's happening here at Photo Booth Talk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So if you guys like what you're hearing, all this information that Josh is saying, he's gonna be at the Event Industry Expo,
Right.
June June 5 to 7, 2023.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
South Point
one of our
Hotel.
guest speaker.
Yes. Well, we're lucky enough to have Josh there, be one of the speakers, so be on the lookout for that. It's going to be an exciting expo that we're going to be hosting next year in June 5, 6, 7, like Ray mentioned. EIX, eventindustryexpo.com if you guys want more info. Josh's, of course, his profile's on there if you want to learn more about him. And since he's going to be there, it's going to be a great opportunity
Yeah.
for all the viewers that if you guys are watching now, head on over to Vegas. It's another great opportunity to go to Vegas, and why not? not right, because it is Vegas, you also get to learn and be in the industry of our business. You know, see the business out there that you can potentially find or get it yourself into. It's sky's the limit out there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
mean,
It's a
No
good reason
limits.
to unplug.
High limits.
yeah, I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg of what Josh is gonna,
Right.
give you guys out there, man.
Yep. Well, really quickly before we close this off, if you can, Josh, it'd be great if you can give the viewers some advice. If they're just starting, one, advice to the just starting, and two, advice to the ones that are already at a certain level, but they want to excel more.
If you're just starting, this is interesting.
Right.
Yeah, I want to make sure I give the right advice.
Well, I'm
Could
sure
steer somebody in the wrong direction.
Well, your experience, I'd say, is highly valuable because
Yeah.
of what you've been through.
You've
I
done
mean, shoot, starting your first photo booth with half-inch plywood, heavy as hell, on a tripod. That experience right there in itself is something. So if there's something you can give to somebody thinking about starting a photo booth business, 360 or DJing or whatever photo booth or whatever service.
Yeah, I would say, if you're thinking about starting a business, make sure, I'm gonna go back to some of the stuff I said earlier, like, you don't have to know everything about accounting or business or LLC setup. Make sure you know enough, and you're doing it correctly. Because a lot of this stuff where it's like, oh, I didn't know, like it comes back and haunts you
Yeah.
later.
Oh, yeah.
The
So-
IRS don't play that.
And they don't play that. They don't care. It's your responsibility.
Right.
When you start taking responsibility for things in your life, then that's where you're really making, strides to move forward. So I would say, like, hey, you want to start a business, do your research, buy from whoever you feel like, and then take the time to learn about business, about your LLC, your banking, your bookkeeping, taxes, write-offs. Run a good business. Don't just, dip your toes in the water. There's a lot of average people out there. Like, do you have an opportunity here? The events industry has, billions of dollars here. You know what I mean? You can get a piece of that pie, change your life for your family, but do it right. Commit to doing it right. Commit to investing in yourself, and not just like, I'm just gonna try this, and then I'm trying Airbnb, and then I'm doing, other things. Uber, like.
Yeah, that's
You're
important.
scattered. You're not gonna do 10 things correctly.
Yeah.
And then
Exactly.
especially new business owners. Oh, I'm starting a new business. You got 10 businesses, and they're all making 10,000
Right.
a year, instead of one business that can do $500,000 a year.
Right.
And then you scattered all around, and you got, the money's everywhere and all kinds of stuff. So stay focused. Make sure you learn about business. Find one mentor. Don't consume too much information, so that you're not going to be confused.
Yeah.
And then if you're already in business and you want to go to the next level, figure out what you're doing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that, I got a cushy job, I got a photo booth, and
Yeah.
what, half and half? I don't know about half and half. You know what I mean? I like it in my coffee, but like I'll commit one way or the other.
Yeah.
The people who are in the middle is like, there's better options. Like
Yeah.
you can have more freedom. Like, what do you need to learn to get your business to 6 figures to 7 figures, right? The fact of the matter is that there's somebody out there making 7 figures with their photo booth business. Why can't you do it?
Yeah.
Right? It's not that it's not available, the money's not there, or the industry is not big enough. You got to commit, because what if one day that job is not there? It's about to be a recession, baby. You know what I mean? Like, it's about to be '08 all over again. And so what's going to happen if you happen to lose that job? People still got married. People still going to have events. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That stuff's still going to be there. So, take a good evaluation of everything, and figure out, hey, what does the next 5 years look like? What does 10 years look like?
Right.
Where do you want to be? You want to be on the beach sipping Maui Wowies? Or you
What's a
wanna-
Wowies?
Maui, Maui.
Wowie.
Oh,
Drink.
Maui Wowie? When did you just say Maui?
Don't remind them.
So, just do an audit. Do an audit of your life. Figure out what you want to
Yeah.
do. Is this the right path you're going? Get in sync with your family, your loved ones, your wife, your husband. Make sure you're on the same page. I can't tell you all, people like, I want to do the business, but the wife is like scared, or vice versa, or something like that. Like, hey, you want to build an empire? You want to quit your job? You want to spend more time with your kids, your family? Like, make a plan. It's not winging it. It's not luck. Like, have a plan. The information is out there. You got to go execute on it.
Yeah.
Right on.
And I think one thing I want to touch on is that you said, like, people they hear that millionaires have multiple streams of income, but it's like focus on one.
Yeah.
Treat businesses like kids. Do you want to have 6 kids at once, or do you want to have one kid
Exactly.
and then make sure he's good, and then all right, let me have the next one.
Yeah.
Just treat your businesses the same way.
Yeah, don't start another business until you make it to $1 million.
But Carlos got 5 kids though. But one at a time.
Yeah.
He made sure they're
One at a
growing
time.
up right. I mean, just like a business, make sure it's growing up right. Baby that business, and then if you're just getting started, like Josh mentioned, start it right. Do it right. Get those basics down, so you don't have to worry about it in the long run.
And it'll last you a lifetime. I mean,
Right.
the greatest
Yeah.
investment you're gonna make into yourself,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
The greatest investment. I mean, the returns are forever. It's infinite return. Not many things you can do that, and you'll be surprised. There's a lot of business owners that are not running their stuff correctly.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's
And
for
I used
sure.
to be one of those people. I just want to focus on making money.
So was
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the same thing before.
Yeah.
We all been there.
Yeah.
So learn from our mistakes. Wise men, any fool can learn from their own mistakes. The wise man learns from the mistakes of others.
100%.
That's a good one.
Amen, brother.
It's a good one.
Then we could close on that.
Yes,
Finish
sir.
up strong, baby. All right, holla at your boy on Instagram, man.
Yeah.
Next Level JP. Follow me. Send me a DM. Let me know you watched it and what you thought. I could just be talking shit up here, or it could be bombs. You know what I mean? Like execute on it.
I think nonetheless, this guy's spitting some knowledge. So yeah, I'll put all of his Instagram or social media in the description down below. Again, if you guys like what you guys see or hear, feel free to comment down below for any subjects you guys wanted to touch on, or go ahead and subscribe so you guys hit that, so you guys see the next episodes that are coming soon. And again, thanks for tuning in. My name is John.
And I'm Ray.
I'm Carlos.
And Josh,
Josh,
thanks
thank you
for
again
having
for joining in, man.
Enjoyed
Appreciate
it, man.
you.
Loved
It's
it.
been fun, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.